Cliff Petty's here from Capital Safety to talk to you about seatbelt and cinch lock. Take it away, Cliff.
Hello. There, I like that. All right, guys. If you want to, you can come a little closer. Like it'd be easier for me to talk. You mind coming up? Come on, help me out. Thank you, appreciate it. So I know that I've already seen a few of you folks here before, but Capital Safety, my name's Cliff Petty. I'm an electrical utility specialist for the organization. We're a fall protection manufacturer, so we are experts in fall protection equipment, designing, developing solutions for the industry. A couple things that have been new in this field right now in the electrical utility industry for us has been fall restricting systems. We're getting into some new areas, leather tool belts, a lot of equipment that's different and unique for us. I've been involved in the organization for 4 years, and since that's happened, my mission has been to create and kind of drive the organization into this industry. There's been a lot of really good things. We've had some positive results. Right now we've got a few things that are more popular than anybody else out there, and again, because of our innovation, the technology, the people that we have working in this organization gives us a huge advantage. Our intention is to be the best in the industry, and we're well on our way to doing that. The cinch lock and the tool belts that I'll talk briefly about, and I've got some other systems here that we could talk about if there's time. This is a fall restrict system. It was designed around CSA, so the Canadian standards were the original ones that came up with this system for about the past 2 decades. And the Canadians have been exceptionally good at using and implementing these systems. In the US, it's fairly new, but right now we have some equipment that does things a little bit differently. When we build equipment, we build stuff to last. This is the latest design of the cinch lock, and this is the web version of that device. We have multiple options. You can convert, it's a modular system, so you can change from webbing to rope, different size straps, left-handed opening carabiners, right-handed. Anything that you need this device to do, it's capable of doing. Performance-wise, there's nothing like this on the market. We have designed the latest carabiner. This is a 5,000-pound connector. So as you can imagine, when you're operating and you're climbing wood poles, this equipment gets in some really bad situations. It comes in contact with steel, bolts, a lot of abuse. So we have to build things that are going to hold up. This is a new grip safety carabiner. So we have an actual block on the gate. So it now becomes a triple action carabiner, but it's the fastest triple action carabiner ever made, because I can open it just by putting my hand on here and rolling a gate. Very fast, simple actions. So again, technology, our own design, we built this connector specifically for this device. It can take abuse. The adjusters. So we have a strap, the ability to adjust and move the system on a pole. Has to move easy, so the adjustments are really nice. Really good features. We have speed adjusters on the webbing. So essentially, this device has changed the way that wood pole climbing is being done. Now devices have to focus on hard angles. We're sitting and actually trying to sit and work out of these systems, where in the past, we would actually just lean back and you work hands-free. Now that we have a system that will stop a fall and grab you, it also gives us the ability to work in position off of that pole. So now we're sitting and swinging out of this equipment, where traditionally it was just there for fall protection. So we're doing a lot more with equipment nowadays than we were. This is the version in rope as well. Again, a lot of different solutions, a lot of different preferences. And some climbers like the way this feels, little different techniques, but basically the same system, just making sure that everybody has exactly what they want. Lots of different choices out there. The tool belt that we build specifically for cinch lock. Ta-da, how about that? So now tool belts are being built differently. Traditionally, you're used to seeing a single D-ring, standard belt. Our specifications tell us exactly how to place the tool loops and where everything goes. So there are some limitations when you're building a tool belt. We took it a little bit further because now we're building a cupped type of tool belt. Basically has a bosun seat built in so that a user can sit and swing. And then we had to start focusing on these really hard angles. So when we're pulling at a really bad steep angle, we have to connect, and it has to withstand those types of forces. So you can imagine when I'm sideways and I'm pulling on a tool belt this way, that's never happened before. When you have a safety strap that will fall off the pole, you never get in a position where you're going to pull sideways like that. Well, now we are. Now I have the ability to reach everywhere. So our tool belts have to be redesigned and rethought, and that's what we've done. We've designed a belt that is designed to hold, it will last, and no matter what angle you pull, you're not going to tear and rip the leather belt. Some other things that we do is transferring load. Another big problem is when people fall in tool belts, you can invert and go upside down. When you're upside down, it's real easy to come out of a tool belt, especially when they're connected low. The lower it is, the easier it is for you to invert and fall out. So we actually have a patent pending design where this actually traverses the load and it transfers it up into my upper back or into my lower seat, depending on how I pull and sit in the device. It's really an awesome design. There hasn't been a lot like this in the industry, and we are very pleased with this product. A lot of quality, a lot of effort and time has gone into this. Again, I have to hand it to our team, our engineering people, very, very good, very clever designers. But we're trying to be different in the industry. We don't want to come in and say, we've got one of those too, we'll build one of those, and we'll make that too, and we can do this in a rope, and we can. What we want to do is we want to be different. So we've designed the cinch lock, and we were the first to build a modular system ever. So this is the only and first modular system that gives us flexibility. It's more affordable. It gives me more choices, more options. And right now we have by far the best system available in this industry, both tool belts and fall restricting systems. Some other things that we do. Well, let's talk real briefly. Integrated tool belts and harnesses. So we do have a couple of options. We have a 4D tool belt, which is the same one that I showed. And that comes with a variety of different harnesses that we'll integrate and put into here. This is a nylon version, but we also are making these in Kevlar. So arc flash is also something on the horizon for us. You'll see a lot of things in this industry that are going to become arc flash. So this is a rescue style harness. We have H-style harnesses, a lot of different varieties. We have them in 2Ds and 4Ds. But again, leather belts incorporated into our world-renowned leather, or actually harnesses and materials. We've come a long way, but we've got some really good products. The DBI Solid product line is the Cadillac in the industry. It's going to be the equipment that people use, professionals are going to use and wear on a daily basis. Arc flash, I was talking about that. This is a new design also. We built a series of arc flash nanolocks. It's a small, compact, self-retracting lifeline. Completely arc flash, a lot of variations. I believe we have 18 different variations of this. Some are designed specifically for aerial lift devices, bucket trucks. I can connect down into my controls. I don't have to deal with the housing because I've got a longer tail. And we've got a variety of these to solve problems and solutions. It's a great solution. It is a Kevlar web. I believe the latest versions that we'll have out here, hopefully sometime today, because it's so new, it's just launched, and we're waiting for some of that product to come in today. It will be all Kevlar web, and I think it's 11-foot total reach on those. These were designed 6-foot. But it's nice because it doesn't tangle, doesn't twist, and when you're operating in an aerial lift device, it's not going to pull and tug. But if something were to happen, a vehicle were to strike a bucket, you won't eject out of the bucket. It'll lock you up right there, as opposed to a 6-foot lanyard. One of the big problems in the U.S. now is the 6-foot lanyard working out of an aerial lift. I'm connected down below by my waist. And when I fall out, I actually have 8 foot of free fall. So how far can you actually be below your aerial lift device before it actually will stop you? So the theory is now we're going to reduce that to a 4-foot lanyard. That creates a lot of restrictions. So when I'm working and trying to operate in these lift trucks, a 4-foot lanyard doesn't give you a lot of reach. These will. So just another solution, great ideas that are coming down here for the electrical utility industry. We offer the lightest, smallest, self-retracting lifelines in the world. It's 420-pound rated, so the stuff's really built. We usually take things a little bit beyond what is required. We always try to go for the absolute maximum. I've got time. Thanks, sir. Thanks this crowd. I appreciate all of you guys being out here. I'm just overwhelmed. No, really, thanks for coming out. It's pretty cool. We're going to do it just like there was a million of you out here, though. I love you too. All right, thank you. All right. Here's another device that I'm really proud of. I had a lot of, this is fairly new for us too. Controlled descent devices. So this eliminates the, I can't say, I'll do it anyway. I'm going to do it for you guys. The idiot factor. Say we try to make things idiot proof and we always find a bigger idiot. So we now focus on making things idiot resistant. That helps us a little bit, gives us a little bit of leeway. So this is a great system. It's got a dual braking system inside of here. So there's some redundancy built into it. But it does a lot of things that people are trying to accomplish with other systems. I can mechanically lift. I've got an 11-to-1 ratio where I can lift and get a mechanical advantage. I can connect this to a person, and if something goes wrong and I drop them, they're going to descend to the ground at 3.5 to 4 feet per second, all the way to the ground. This rope is anywhere between 100 feet and 1,500 feet, depending on how high you're working. But it's a really great and simple solution that I can take up onto a structure, into a substation, a wood pole, anything, connect it to a victim with a snap hook instead of tying a knot and trying to do a lot of the things that are traditional, and I can mechanically lift that person. On the backside, real simple, I can pull it over this ear. That'll lock and hold that individual so I can reach down, disconnect. When I'm ready to let them go, I pull it off and I can guide them to the ground, or I can just let it fall. Worst case scenario, 3.5 to 4 feet per second. An excellent solution for the utility industries that's typically rigging and cutting systems to get a person off of a pole. This eliminates anything that can go wrong with it. You can also connect these at the ground. Take a pulley up and let everybody from the ground do all the work. Makes things really fast, real easy. I did a rescue in Brazil that takes them typically about 15 minutes to go through a process to rescue a person off of a mid-span conductor. So my team went up and we literally were able to do this in about 4 minutes. Most of that time was just climbing, trying to get to the victim. When he got out there, this came up, it connects it, lifts, and it's unbelievable how fast it was. Very surprising of what the systems are capable of. But one device can do it all, if you think about it. And it's not very complicated. So training is another issue as well. If you're going to have people and you're going to be using this equipment, you need to train them to use it. So are you going to train them on rope access equipment? Are they going to tie knots? Are they going to be riggers? Friction devices that can fail and go wrong? This eliminates that. So this is by far the most logical solution that we have. And in this industry, you can do some really interesting things with it. So that is our R550, brand new, a rogeless rescue device. A lot smaller than the older systems. It moves a lot easier. You can even put a cordless drill on the front of this, and I can just squeeze it and pick a man straight up in the air, which makes you think there could be some other interesting things there if you hang on to that and connect it. That's kind of creative. Most linemen have already figured that one out too, but we want to be careful how we're using the systems. Really, really versatile and good systems for the industry. So we're really happy with what we're doing, where we're heading in this industry. We've got a few more tricks up our sleeves. Most of what we do try to do out there, again, is always the best quality. When you're buying the CapitalSafety or DBI products, you're going to get the best in the industry, and it's backed by experienced people that know exactly what's happening in fall protection. That's what I have here. Any questions? I'll do autographs later, but I don't want to get anything crazy. I don't want to slow the process down. We can do that, but maybe we can meet backstage or something, and we can. But I appreciate your time. Thanks, folks, for coming back out.